Hello, I'm Tracy Gilbert, Training and Technical Assistance Manager at Answer.
And I'm Valerie Sedevi, Director of Capacity Building at Healthy Teen Network.
Our organizations are members of the Sex Education Collaborative, or the SEC. The SEC is made up of 19 national, regional, and state-based organizations that offer educators and administrators resources and trainings to advance high-quality sex education, no matter where they are or what they need.
So we know that many of you are returning to classrooms that look and feel very different, whether they are virtual or in person. So we're offering a few tips for navigating this environment. And the first tip is to really know your technology inside and out. Take the time to get familiar with any technology that you're using, like Zoom. There's lots of other tools besides Zoom at your disposal that can be helpful if you know them well. Zoom has some really great features like annotation and breakout rooms, and these can really make remote learning more engaging for your students.
The second tip is to be creative. We don't know how long we'll be teaching remotely, or in some cases using a hybrid model. So we encourage you to get creative with lessons that use videos, breakout sessions, memes, and other technology that fully engages your students. Speaking of technology, tools like Kahoot and Poll Everywhere can really go a long way towards keeping students engaged and excited to keep learning.
And the third tip is to be mindful of students' confidentiality. Sex education in the virtual environment can feel very different for students, and they might not feel able to contribute to class discussions by talking out loud if they're sitting in a shared space or if they have family members nearby. But if you give students plenty of nonverbal options like the chat box, it's going to help them participate in class discussion.
While we're thinking about students' confidentiality, tip number 4 is to be mindful of your own confidentiality. Sometimes it may be easy to present yourself in a neutral space that's made maybe for generic professional encounters. That said, take care to pay attention to your surroundings while you teach, being mindful of photos, posters, things like that may provide more information to your students about your life than you intended. And even if you are comfortable with what students see, keep in mind that their parents and caregivers may not be, and that you still are responsible for minimizing unnecessary distractions during the learning process. Finally, tip number 5, offer grace. Moving virtually into students' homes can really collapse the wall between public and private time, such that teachers may be exposed to unexpected parts of their students' outside lives in real time. As needed, be mindful and offer students grace who may be experiencing social emotional issues or who may need to care for themselves in ways that would, in the regular classroom, be inappropriate. Should you have a student, for example, who seems withdrawn or who's maybe balking at showing their face on screen, consider reaching out to them one-on-one before forcing them to adhere to traditional learning norms during this time.
So our final piece of advice is to make use of the website sexeducationcollaborative.org. This is a training hub, and it's supposed to be your one-stop shop for finding training that meets your specific needs. All of the organizations that you'll find here are committed to offering high-quality training that aligns with the national sex education standards. And we want you to feel supported and set up for success in this virtual world, as well as the real world when we get back to it. And if you don't see exactly what you're looking for, contact any one of us and we'll be happy to point you in the right direction.